The Journey of Lady Isabella. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a young woman named Lady Isabella. She was known for her beauty, kindness, and intelligence. Lady Isabella came from a noble family and had everything she could wish for, but she longed for adventure and purpose beyond the confines of her village. Lady Isabella often spent her days exploring the woods and reading about distant lands. Her favorite spot was a secluded glade where a crystal-clear stream babbled gently over smooth stones. One day, while sitting by the stream and lost in a book, she heard a rustling in the bushes. To her surprise, a small, injured bird stumbled out, chirping weakly. With a gentle touch, Lady Isabella scooped up the bird and took it back to her home. She nursed it back to health, and soon the bird was well enough to fly again. Before it left, it dropped a tiny golden feather at her feet, a token of gratitude. Isabella tucked the feather into her locket, feeling a strange sense of destiny. One evening, as Isabella sat by the fire with her family, a messenger arrived with a letter sealed with the royal crest. It was an invitation to the grand ball at the palace in honor of Prince Edmund's return from his travels. Lady Isabella's heart leapt with excitement. She had heard many tales of the handsome and brave prince, and she was eager to meet him. The day of the ball arrived, and Isabella wore a stunning gown of deep blue velvet, with silver embroidery that sparkled like stars. Her mother placed a delicate tiara on her head, and her father kissed her forehead with pride. As she entered the grand hall, she was awestruck by its opulence. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, casting a warm glow over the elegantly dressed guests. As Lady Isabella mingled with the other guests, she caught sight of Prince Edmund. He was even more handsome than she had imagined, with piercing blue eyes and a charming smile. Their eyes met, and in that moment, everything else seemed to fade away. The prince made his way through the crowd and bowed before her. "May I have this dance?" he asked. Isabella's heart raced as they danced gracefully across the floor. They talked and laughed, discovering they had much in common. The night passed in a blur of music and laughter, and by the end of it, they were smitten with each other. As the clock struck midnight, Isabella realized it was time to leave. She bid the prince farewell, hoping their paths would cross again. Days turned into weeks, and Lady Isabella found herself thinking of Prince Edmund constantly. One morning, a letter arrived, sealed with the royal crest once more. It was an invitation from the prince, asking her to join him on an adventure to the Enchanted Forest beyond the kingdom's borders. Her heart soared with excitement and anticipation. Lady Isabella packed her belongings and set off for the palace. When she arrived, Prince Edmund greeted her with a warm smile. Together they embarked on their journey, traveling through dense forests and across sparkling rivers. Along the way they encountered various challenges, each one bringing them closer together. One afternoon, as they rested by a tranquil lake, they heard a rustling in the bushes. Out stepped an old woman, her face lined with age, but her eyes twinkling with wisdom. "I see you carry a golden feather," she said, pointing to Isabella's locket. "That feather belongs to a mystical bird that resides in the heart of this forest. It is said that whoever returns the feather to the bird will be granted a wish." Intrigued by the old woman's words, Isabella and Edmund decided to find the mystical bird. They journeyed deeper into the forest, facing trials that tested their courage and determination. At last, they reached a clearing where a magnificent bird with golden plumage perched on a branch, its eyes wise and ancient. Isabella approached the bird and gently placed the feather at its feet. The bird chirped in gratitude and spread its wings, filling the clearing with a magical light. "You have returned what was lost," the bird said. "In return, I grant you one wish." Isabella thought for a moment, and then said, "I wish for peace and prosperity for our kingdom and for the happiness of its people." The bird nodded, and with a flap of its wings the light intensified, enveloping them both. When the light faded, Isabella and Edmund found themselves back at the palace. News quickly spread of the miraculous events that had transpired. and soon the kingdom flourished like never before. Lady Isabella and Prince Edmund's selflessness and bravery became legendary, inspiring generations to come. Years later, as they sat together in the royal garden, now King Edmund and Queen Isabella, they reflected on their incredible journey. Their love had grown stronger with each passing day, and they had built a life filled with joy, adventure, and purpose. And so, the tale of Lady Isabella and Prince Edmund reminds us that with courage, kindness, and a little bit of magic, anything is possible. Their story continues to be told, enchanting all who hear it, and teaching valuable lessons about love, bravery, and the power of wishes.